You know that 90K can be cheap?
It's really I don't know, dystopian right now on campus, and I feel pretty unhappy with everything overall.
It would be also very nice if they opened the gates to everybody, so everybody could walk in on campus.
I feel grateful, but more so guilt, because my parents are old, and I don't want to put that pressure on them.
I feel like I should be paying infinitely more for the amount of opportunities that I'm getting.
How the campus used to be a place for the community. I had an uncle that went here. The campus used to be a place for the community, for the people.
It's a big, beautiful campus.
This place used to be full of people, like families, you know, people walking their dogs. It used to be such a cultural, hub for people in Morningside Heights.
When I first came here as a freshman, the gates were always open all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Before the protests following
I didn't know.
October 7th, 2023.
Can you name a couple of them that was really big?
Last year, May 7th, I guess this year, May 7th, 2025, there was a protest here in Butler Library. There was a sit-in. Pro-Palestinian protesters occupied the main reading room for, I think, a few hours, something like that. The president actually called in the New York Police Department.
Oh, wow.
In the end, 78 protesters were arrested.
Was it peaceful?
Yes,
Despite that it was peaceful, they were all arrested.
indeed.
Now we have, the permit, you have a permit to protest thing. That to me is dystopian. It's America. We should be allowed to protest and say, peacefully what we believe in. You can't wear masks on campus or else you ask for your COID. That's, insane.
Really?
Yeah, it was in one of the recent.
How safe do you feel here?
On campus, I feel incredibly safe.
Yeah,
Because,
right?
all the gates are pretty much closed, so, what are
It's a
people gonna
beautiful
do for
campus,
real?
too. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I love it.
Yeah.
I think Columbia is concerned with its image and it faces a lot of criticism for its protest activities. And so the administration is partly motivated by that sort of, public image to control student protests.
Is there something Columbia promised but didn't deliver?
When I toured my junior year, they talked a lot about Barnard's activist spirit. It's frustrating to see that students will be sanctioned for their... I think me not wanting to say something is also emblematic of the broader culture that now exists at Columbia of just fear of being able to speak your mind.
They're we're scared. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I love it.
Coming from a South Asian family.
We grew up in a lot of parent sacrifices.
Yeah.
That Western culture doesn't have a lot.
Yeah, so that really, it pains me.
It pains you?
Yeah, genuinely it does, because it's not their job.
How much loans do you have? Just 100,000 or more than 100,000?
More. I wouldn't say 6 figures. 100,000, more. No.
Less than 200,000. 150?
Or maybe around that.
Full tuition, I believe it's 80K per year. By the time I graduate, I'll have 50K loan. They should try, and I've spoken about this with my financial aid advisor, to make the place more inclusive, creating more opportunities for low-income students, especially in the general studies school.
You know that 90K can be cheap?
How do you feel about the cost versus what you're getting?
Tuition, if I'm correct, is around 90K a semester. You know that 90K can be cheap if you are smart about how you use your time here. I feel like I should be paying infinitely more for the amount of opportunities that I'm getting.
How do you feel about the cost of the living in Columbia University?
They meet demonstrated need.
I'm paying very little. My contribution with aid from Columbia came down to about $8,000, and then with outside scholarships, I just paid $2,000.
Okay, wow.
They immediately sense that you're not one of them and they cut you off. So when you speak with the general population of Columbia University, there is a subtle discrimination where people who are born in upper classes, they immediately sense that you're not one of them and they cut you off. So it can be very challenging to find your own community on campus.
I don't really have access to other resources to be I know this in psychology, or I know that in psychology.
I know there's resources out there. It's just, I feel like they're not, you kind of have to yourself find those resources as opposed to them just being kind of part of your experience here.
People sometimes like to lie about what internships they're applying to or where they got back from or how they got their internships, whether they got them through their dad or through like some networking connection. They act like everything's off merit.
I feel like everyone keeps to themselves. It's hard to have like events where it's like, hey, like I know you and blah blah blah. It's hard to make genuine connections.
You can know a lot of people, but it's hard to make friends.
It makes it really hard for people who are coming from like lower income backgrounds or first gen backgrounds to figure out how they can get like good internships or like really get like the same resources that people from like upper class and like families that have already been like generationally like college educated can like get like.
People are just in there working, grinding. There tends to be this like grind culture of like who spent more hours like in the library, when that's not really like a productive metric of the work that people are doing.
The stress culture.
Like you have a 24-hour library, people are just in there working, grinding, but it just like makes everyone else, very tense. I think me not wanting to say something is also emblematic of the broader culture that now exists at Columbia of just fear of being able to speak your mind.
The very insulated environment I think that we're starting to develop. The administration has completely shut us off from the community, and I feel like more and more the new generation of Columbia students, they don't want to interact with the community of New York anymore.
It pains me.
I'm very happy with the school.
I think that ultimately you have to be the person to, decide your own fate, take up your own arms and fight for your own cause, for your own destiny. Like, you have to learn that on your own.